And it says we're live.
It lies. Welcome to Welcome to Live from the Blanket Fort, folks. As always, brought to you by King Harv's Coffee. If you order from them, let them know that we sent you.
King Harv's is running a couple of good sales right now, too. So,
and we're joined by Miss Cedar.
Yep.
Because it's Thursday.
And Jonna is the Peanut Gallery.
Very quiet Peanut Gallery.
Who is busy selling Wendell shirts.
So buy the Wendell shirts at FinCon.
This showed up, I'm assuming, from Meade Hall Gun Range. Thanks, Bill. It is a Fox.
I don't think Bill's here yet.
No, because apparently I looked, quote, damned odd with a rattle. So now I have it, the Fox of Great Justice.
And Richard is sending something else.
What?
I don't know.
I think you should be a little afraid. I've seen what
Yeah.
comes out of Richard's
No.
boxes.
Reed and I had one of Richard's unboxings. So,
That was an amusing video.
Yeah. Oh. Well, we've got a bunch of folks with books out.
yeah, we do.
It was release day.
Yeah. Apparently, last part of August, first part of September is release day. Jim's is doing well.
Yeah.
What's yours called again?
Ranching in Colorado.
You need to buy Jim's book.
Yes, I need to pay for these damn cons.
Miss Cedar launched How Not to Shoot Fish, et cetera, doing rather well.
Yeah.
Matza Malta's okay.
And you people are the ones responsible for the hunting anthology.
But yes.
So
Yes, and the
get
hunting
off our
anthology.
case.
The
Yeah.
hunting anthology is dedicated to
Yeah. It came out
the
of
podcast.
Yeah.
those people who need to
Yes.
buy it.
Yeah. Hey, Raptor et al. Yes, we'll talk about the hotel situation in a minute. Pam Uphoff has a new book out,
Well done.
the 9th in her Fall of the Alliance series.
Yes.
Aren't you still writing one?
Huh?
Aren't you writing another one?
I'm working on the next Rim World.
Where's Sarah?
Which
Because
Sarah?
Kansas Sarah.
Okay.
Cliff Road.
Yes.
To say there's a lot of Sarahs.
Because apparently she is a number one Rimworld fan.
Ah. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a pretty big
Well, I don't know
Rimworld
if it's
fan,
her
too.
or Paul.
I think that's
One
a
out
yes.
both.
Yeah.
That's a yes.
And my friend Ben English, who's a retired Texas State Trooper, got a book out called Black and White, talks about his 22 years as a law enforcement professional down in Ozona, Texas.
It is a really good read.
Yes, it is.
He writes really well.
And at lunch today, I was talking to a trooper who is up here, whose name will be redacted to protect the guilty. And apparently, shut up, Ian. Apparently, Ben was his driving instructor going through the academy.
Of course he was. DPS isn't that big.
Yeah. That's so you knew Ben. See, I knew him as Sir. Yes, Raptor, it is about the Texas Highway Patrol. And it takes place down in South Texas.
Department of Public Safety.
Yep.
Highway Patrol Division.
Yep.
That's TBS.
And Ben's also got a couple other good books out. He has started writing history.
Ben English.
In English?
Yep. Started writing his first books were talking about the area down around Big Bend and down in Lajitas, because he's 8th generation Texan. He's a former Marine sniper, got out of the Marine Corps, came back home basically. And oddly enough, his grandmother ran the trading post in Lajitas back in the 60s. And I'm pretty sure that my uncle knew her.
He was a Curtis. This is not a surprise.
And we did push cows across the Rio Grande at Lajitas in 1965.
Everybody did.
Yeah.
Lajitas was the crossing.
Trading cows with a Mexican ranch that had another herd of longhorns.
Had vaqueros waiting on the south side of the Rio. Vaqueros are hella cowboys.
1 bull and 3 cows. All 3 of the cows were pregnant. And got 1
Cows.
bull and 3 pregnant cows back from their herd.
That's one of the things about ranching that's very, very border. It's ranchers treat each other. It doesn't matter what side border you're on. Ranchers, there's a certain way of doing things that transcends borders and laws and governments.
Other minor little things
governments.
Like that. Ben also has a former Texas Ranger in his family history, who is apparently named in the Texas Ranger Museum, by the way. So anyway, very good books, all of them. His first book was called Yondering, and then he started writing fiction, and they were very good fiction books, again, taking place down in Big Bend area.
We actually got we went down there one time, picked up some breed of pig that's big in Mexico, but it's not stateside pig. I forget I don't know what the hell it is. And we went down there, picked up a pig, and brought it back, and she was massively pregnant. Whoo, Lordy, she was massively pregnant. And plonk, like watermelon seeds. And one of the cowboys on the ranch actually grabbed each one of the shoats, wrote "El Hecho in Mexico" on the butt of each one of the piggies of the shoats.
Yeah, Richard, radio waves don't stop at the border. XCRB and Wolfman Jack.
Well, I'm pretty sure that a whole bunch of the cows and pigs and other livestock that got traded.
Yeah.
I mean, I did some day work for ranches. So I didn't the various agricultural department and Department of Agriculture might not have been kept up to date.
I know nothing. I wasn't there. There are no pictures. Yeah, I always remember, Wolfman Jack, and this was back in the 60s, selling an autographed picture of Jesus Christ in the garden. And autographed pictures of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Okay. I'm kind of worried.
And now back to the real music.
Daddy Junior and the Spook.
Big Daddy Jr. and the Spook.
Yep, and he was the one that started that.
Brendan was asking about a replica of wasn't a 41 Magnum. It was a 41 Colt. Still have it. It's 1873 single action Army. One of a pair that my granddad's uncle carried working the cattle trails. And after that was granddad's uncle, after Unc died, they found in his personal effects, because he came back to take care of my granddad and his widowed mother. And his personal effects was a picture of a woman, unsigned, a U.S. Marshal's badge, which sounds good until you realize that Unc wasn't about that life. A 3840 with a stag handle, and this 41 Colt with a pearl handle, original Colt pearl grips with a longhorn head. That was his Sunday go-to-meeting gun.
Yeah.
And the reason he got a ticket in Forreston, Texas, for discharging a firearm inside city limits, coincidentally enough, killing somebody who was annoying him. I've actually seen in the book where he paid $5 for discharging a firearm within city limits.
Yeah.
Texas.
Yeah.
And my plan was to have Hamilton Bowen, back when I still had some money, Hamilton Bowen do a 41 special, because 41 Colt has issues.
Yeah.
Because originally it was a heel-based bullet, and then somewhere early in the sale of the 41 Colt, they went from heel-based to a standard-based bullet, which meant the cartridge case got bigger.
Yep.
All of a sudden. And so there are issues with the 41 Colt. It's a good round, but I wanted to get a 41 special, because Hamilton Bowen takes 357 GP100s.
Yeah.
And he rebarrels them for a cut down. He takes 44 Magnum, cuts it down to 38 special length, because it's 41 special. And it's a really good little round. And I wanted that for court gun, but that project's kind of gone by the wayside.
Yeah. Pat, I appreciate the review. And it's good to see you. Haven't seen you on here in a while.
Is that Papa Pat?
Papa Pat,
Yep.
hey!
Oh, I'm so glad he's back and doing reviews again.
Yes.
So a little worried
Yeah,
when he
Kermit.
stopped.
Brands, yeah, they do tend to move across the border, sometimes with help, sometimes without help.
Sometimes legitimately, sometimes not so legitimately.
Oh, that's great news, RK. Spousal unit's home and he's feeling better.
Woohoo!
Not feeling like he's being stabbed. That's outstanding.
Yes.
I'm going to have an update on the anthologies we're doing Tuesday. So everybody's asking questions about deadlines on anthologies. Wait till Tuesday. We'll do an update on when the submissions are due and when they'll be published, because the person what all is in charge of that is on her way back. So
Yeah.
we will air that on Tuesday.
Hey, Pat, if you're on here, it's good enough. Let's see, what else did we have positive?
The hunting anthology released
I got a fox.
to not just one orange tag, but 2 orange
Yes,
tags.
did you ever make
right
3?
Off the bat. We didn't quite make 3
Nuts.
because all 3 categories it was slotting into are nonfiction.
Yeah.
And it couldn't beat out the fiction novel that was at number 1 in one of the I think it's hunting.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sucks.
It does. So, but I was really surprised and pleased by that because I knew nonfiction was going to be different than fiction.
Yeah.
This whole thing is so experimental.
When I checked at noon, it's still orange tagged.
Yeah.
It is still orange tagged and it will probably stay orange tagged for a while because it's selling like a fiction book in nonfiction categories. So it is fantastic.
Buy our books, support starving authors.
Richard, yeah, I know you don't include batteries. We got a few laying around.
I got a fox.
I'll go fox yourself.
You show all of the
That-
things sitting over there on the table. There's like
No, everybody's seen the rest of them. Everybody's seen the rest of them.
We're getting a good sized pile of stuff
No
there, so-
kidding.
You're gonna have to have a little
Oh,
display. show.
Jim has an interesting tidbit which I was unaware of out of Russia.
Well, actually, out of Ukraine. I've been following this for a number of different reasons. Yeah, I know people that are flying around over there. Hey, Tom,
Of course, you know people who are flying around over there, Jim, because you know everybody.
I do not know everybody.
Yes,
Ah.
you do.
Tom's on here. This ought to be interesting information for Tom.
Either that or Tom already knows about
Yeah,
it. Didn't
probably
bother
knows
to
about
tell me.
Mm,
Apparently in Kharkiv yesterday, there was a rather interesting incident between 4 FSB officers
KGB 2.0.
and a couple of drunk Russian army sergeants.
Oh.
Apparently, the FSB officers decided they were going to counsel the drunk sergeants in a cafe
Yeah, in a restaurant.
in Kharkiv. Apparently, these sergeants took offense to this counseling, and there was a gunfight.
Shots were discharged.
Yeah, including with one of the sergeants with a AK-74. Yeah, they walked into the wrong damn rumpus room.
No kidding.
Yeah, but apparently one of the sergeants is dead. 2 of the FSB officers are dead. The 4th FSB officer hauled ass, and he survived.
Smart one.
And the other sergeant and the 3rd FSB officer are currently in the hospital with, quote, significant injuries.
They were trading injuries.
Yeah. Now, what you got to understand is, 2 Chechnyks walk into a bar. What you got to understand is, this is a major degradation in
Everything.
everything dealing with Russia, because FSB/KGB used to be untouchable.
Oh yeah. Back when we were trading injuries.
Yeah.
The KGB, they were nobody dinked with the KGB on the Russian, Soviet side.
Yeah.
They got to do whatever they want. They got to do whatever they wanted to. And the simple fact that a couple of sergeants in the Russian army, which I don't know much about the current Russian army, but I do know that back in the day, the Russian sergeant was about the equivalent of an American PFC.
Yeah.
And to have a couple of sergeants opening fire
Yeah.
at bad breath distances in front of witnesses on KGB officers was unthinkable.
Apparently, it is no longer unthinkable.
That shows a significant breakdown on Russian stuff.
And it makes you wonder the capability and quality of the quote unquote army people they have there. Yeah. KGB might have dictated to you in the old days, not anymore.
I guess not.
The other thing that's interesting is, although Kharkiv is supposedly Russian territory now,
Bought and paid for, allegedly.
all of the senior Russians that brought their family over are now quietly getting their families out of Kharkiv.
It's because they keep dying.
Yeah.
The senior Russians keep dying. They keep running into suicide drones by accident
Yeah.
or being ground zero for a HIMARS strike.
David, talk to Jonna. She has a mailing address.
Or
Apparently, quote unquote, tasteful gifts.
no nuts.
No
Not
nuts.
enough in residence.
If
Yeah.
you're in the Facebook North Texas Troublemakers group, Jonna has posted the address there.
Oh, outstanding.
Yeah, Tom, that was kind of a tagline in one of the emails that I saw, that apparently they've been pulling them out for a few weeks.
Well, okay, you've got the HMFIC of Wagner Group, who
Yeah.
still hasn't shown up after he definitely was not positively not killed in a HIMARS strike
Yeah.
on the Wagner hotel. Hasn't shown up.
Which the Russian media was responsible for the HIMARS
That was
attack,
beautiful. That was beautiful.
because they took a picture that showed the address of the building.
Yes. Oh, look, here's your number one bad guy right next to where he's staying. And some of Ukraine went,
Yeah. Yeah, Ag Tiger, that's a critical point. It's one thing to take territory, whole another kettle of fish to hold it.
no kidding.
That's why the Chinese and Russians have never attacked the United States, my opinion.
Couldn't hold it.
They
Yeah.
couldn't hold it. They don't have enough English speaking people to even come close to holding it.
Oh, I'm going to show my bias here. They could hold California, Oregon, and Washington. Well, the beachside parts.
I was going to say.
And New York City, Washington, D.C.,
Yep.
Philly,
They can hold those.
Massachusetts, they can
But
have them.
once they lose sight of the sea, it's going to get really bad really quick.
Yeah, Brennan, Soviet Russia, friendly fire isn't very friendly.
Friendly fire is never friendly.
Yeah.
That's a misnomer if I ever heard one. Friendly fire.
Yeah.
My scarred buttocks.
RK says, I don't think they could hold Philly. You might have a point.
Just the gangbangers
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Crip warlord would just run them off.
Yeah.
Now my turn. We will have the Fox of Great Justice for this one. I'm sure you all know, and this is not so much for you guys as it is for the people who will be watching this later, that there's a bit of a kerfuffle at FinCon. And by kerfuffle, I mean that the Sheraton Hotel, no association, they're not owned by FinCon. The Sheraton Hotel apparently overbooked. They got stupid and overbooked a lot of the rooms.
I'll come in with detail. Just you do your ranch, and I'll fill in the detail. So
I have been
Okay.
ordered. I've been ordered. Okay, there's an issue, but I'd like to a couple of entreaties. The first is I see a lot of people. Well, I'll just never go to FinCon again. This is not FinCon's problem. FinCon does not own the Sheraton. They don't own the booking software and it wasn't their person who screwed up the booking. I don't understand. One, I don't understand dinging FinCon for something completely out of their control. And two, I really don't understand. FinCon is one of the few conventions that dares to host the International Lord of Hate and John Ringo and other conservative authors. Why do we want to hurt them? Just out of curiosity.
We don't.
Over something they didn't do. And they're just as annoyed about as we are. The second part brings me, I'm going to this convention. I think a whole bunch of other people are too. At a convention, it's the little folks in the hotel that make it run, especially in a improvised, adapt, overcome environment like we tend to bring. Calling up and yelling at little Jenny law student on the front desk because somebody at corporate screwed up. Little Jenny law student can't fix it. She has no pull with corporate. They're not going to listen to her, even if she does say, hey, 340 people bitched about this. Corporate does not care. And you keep screaming at little Jenny law student and her minimum wage friends who are at the Sheraton while they're going through college, they're going to get a case of the hips. And then when we show up and we need favors, they're not going to be inclined to help us.
True.
So if you're screaming at little Jenny law student operating the front desk, please stop. And I realize most of you probably aren't, but there are several, I will not say ass weasels because I'm being diplomatic, on Facebook who are, one of them said quite bluntly that it was their job, i.e. the front desk people, to take abuse. No, it's not. And I'm here to tell you the little people, if you abuse them, can strike back in so many inventive ways.
Oh, yeah.
And, we are an improvise, adapt, overcome bunch. We show up, we do things that ain't there. There are no policies or procedures for. It's not in the manual. You want what? A Yeetapult? What the hell's a Yeetapult? Well, then if they like us, they go out and make space for a Yeetapult. If they don't like us, they fold their arms and we don't get our Yeetapult. Stop yelling at the people at the front desk.
Also, we can move the party to the other hotel because that's where most of us are going to be anyway.
Right. Just means we have 2 hotels to party in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
More
We got
space
2
to
bars
spread
to
out.
overrun.
Yeah.
So from the land of why the hell did I volunteer to be staff on this convention? I'm just a little peon. I'm just a little peon doing the custom track. However, I was at the meeting. I was at the meeting this last Sunday where they explained to the staff what was going on with all this nonsense. So, just for some background, this particular hotel, they were working with people a particular person at the hotel who quit in December. Since January, they've had 3 different convention services people that they've worked with to put the convention together. Somewhere in that 3 people of not training, somebody accepted an airline booking for pilots that were from American Airlines who were going to be doing a training program for 45 days and plugged it into the computer. Somewhere along the line, either with the American Airlines or the FenCon side of it, the rooms were not reserved for FenCon. But they just reserved them as though they were. They just thought it was there. I really feel sorry for the person at the hotel who looked at all of this and went, wait, what? We don't have the rooms for these people. I mean, can you imagine what their day must have been like? So the hotel emailed Julie at the convention and some other folks about this problem and the fact that they were 150 rooms overbooked. 150 rooms. Holy crap. This convention is really smart. They've been working with a convention broker, and the convention broker apparently sent an email straight to Bonvoy Corporate, who owns this particular hotel, saying, FenCon FenCon breach of contracts lawsuit about to entail. Whereupon corporate got on the phone with the general manager of the Sheraton and convention staff and stuff, and I assumed that particular meeting was not a whole lot of fun for the general manager.
Former general manager.
Well, I don't know if the person is still there, but ass laminated is like one of those phrases that occurs here. So when I was there Sunday, the hotel's full of pilots. They're already there. They're already in their training program. They don't affect the meeting space at all.
Yeah.
But they're already there. I mean, we can't just like boot their asses out. I mean, and pilots are fun to party with. But so Marriott Bonvoy actually owns the DoubleTree Hilton across the way. So it's all part of this big corporate, everybody's buying everybody's hotel things. And essentially said, okay, we're going to use this entire space as a place to put these rooms. The goal was to keep the guests of honor, critical staff, and anybody with handicap issues that they could identify, like who had ADA rooms, in the Sheraton. Now, there's a bunch of people who get rooms who have issues that aren't easily identifiable as ADA. And Julie is like, I posted everywhere that contact her. She'll get a hold of the hotel and try to keep those people at the Sheratons. There's not a problem. But can you imagine being the convention person who opened that email and saw that and went, what? You know,
Lawsuit.
but at least there is a solution in some place nearby to go.
Yeah, it's actually across the freeway.
It's across a freeway overpass that's flat with sidewalks. And I went, okay.
It's not safe to walk.
It's
though.
not safe to walk, but they did arrange for a shuttle. And I said, and how late does that shuttle go? To which the question was, it runs during convention hours, which they have put until 1 a.m. Now, the Sheraton is going to cover the rest of those hours until it starts up in the morning on an hourly basis.
With an airport shuttle.
With an airport shuttle, but at least there's something, right? Yeah. And because the Monster Hunter gang are the best on the planet, we immediately turned towards how do we fix this and how do we make it better?
Improvise, adapt,
adapt, help each other out with things. And a whole Monster Hunter convoy has started of people who are willing to drive people back and forth at all hours of the day. And Jack has even made a sign to put in car windows that you're part of the convoy. Go look at it. It's on the Monster Hunter, the Hooning at FanCon.
Convoy!
So, yeah, which is kind of cool, actually. You know, it's like, okay, guys, what can we do?
But it looks like the majority of the guests are going to be at the DoubleTree.
Yeah, a lot of people are just getting shuttled over there. And honestly, I mean, people are like, well, why don't they just change hotels? It's like, yeah, you have no clue what it means to run a convention. Show me you have never run a convention by telling me you've never run anything yet, right? Because the logistics of moving a convention are a nightmare, even with a small one like this. So Julie, the person who's running all the hotel stuff, deserves every drink and meal to be paid for.
Yeah.
Because she has worked her ass off. And I think the front desk people, if we're really nice to them, can actually help us a lot. We're looking for people
right now. They feel sorry for us anyway.
Oh my God!
Can you
imagine being the frontline person who has to deal with this?
If you scream at them, they'll start not feeling sorry for us.
They'll go, oh yes sir, I'm sure I'll help you, and they'll put your request over on the side, and they'll go, wow, he's swinging a tiny one, and he goes, oh, swinging your tiny little dick around. I'm so impressed. So essentially,
we did not go there first this time.
That's what
Nope.
I wanted to say.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to say. But I was polite online because, when I was posting written things, I am part of the staff. But, wow. The things Jonna wanted to say yesterday but did not. You should really, really admire my restraint.
And honestly, folks, whenever things go all ugly, the improvise, adapt, overcome situations has so much more stories and so much.
We also get to have more fun. So because we can figure out ways to solve it. So
yeah, and for those of you wondering, yes, there will be parties probably at both places. And since the majority of the con goers are going to be at the DoubleTree, the lobby party there is probably going to be epic.
Yes, and the big ass book party is still on. For the moment, it's still in the main Sheraton Hotel, but we're not sure. But just look for the sign kiosks and stuff. We'll tell you guys.
Yeah.
Also, if you're in the main hotel, which some people still are, people are looking for places to drop off their books or have a place to de-stim for a little bit. Be sure to offer if you have that option. But it's like you just do what you can to fix it, and you don't yell at people. Yeah. Because the person who really screwed them up probably quit. They were probably the second person who had the job.
I don't mind if you yell at corporate. Be my guest.
Corporate and the general manager of the hotel.
Yeah, be my guest. Be my guest.
Okay.
Yell at corporate, but the line folks they're doing the best they can.
Make the pilots buy you drinks. They can afford it.
Right. Anyway, so that's the scoop, and I'm going to go back to doing things that are a whole lot more fun.
So
That was not what you said earlier.
Right? Well, I'm not sewing on the Wendell shirt right now.
Oh,
So
yeah, buy the Wendell shirt.
Does the shirt have a frothy monkey? If they don't, they probably will.
the bartender at the Sheraton last year was really nice. They had actually cut his hours and he wasn't supposed to be there on Saturday. And with asking his manager, he was actually hired by an attendee to be there. And then we all tipped him like crazy.
So the congoer started throwing money at him. He went, "Hell yes, I'll stay."
One Friday when it was found out that there wasn't going to be an open bar on Saturday, the congoers were like, "Oh no, that's not happening."
Yeah.
Pass the hat, give him money.
So
Yeah.
if there are still people, because loss of personnel is a thing right now, but if there's still people that are left over from last year, I'm sure that they've already heard the legends.
Yeah. Yeah, Tom, if they were buying you drinks, you ended up Juarez.
Ooh,
You weren't supposed to talk about that.
ooh, pass out Juarez. Ooh. Have you had your kidneys checked recently?
Yeah.
By which I mean, do you still have two?
Oh, I screwed up worse than that. Not in Juarez, thank God. But
We
in
are-
Guadalajara,
We are not going there.
I'm not going back.
I want what Tom's drinking. Woo!
Yeah, my son informs me the other day, because we're planning a big trip for his homeschool senior capstone to do the Texas history thing. And he's like, when we are right down there on the border, I'd like to go into Mexico. And I'm like, we are going to have to talk to some people before we do that one.
Not currently, he doesn't.
No,
No, I realize that we're talking about next spring probably. So even then, I
Yeah.
realize I'm getting the look. We're going to have to plan that one strategically.
Yeah. Large redheaded boy, large redheaded Anglo goes
Yeah.
across the border.
Yes, with small Anglo mother who speaks very little Spanish.
Yeah.
This doesn't end well, ever.
Yeah. This is a no.
This is not only no, but no. Nine.
Yeah, I made that.
Yep.
At least, thankfully, I'd flown into Guadalajara. But don't grab the one glass that you think might be water on the table and drink it. Don't chug it, because your lips are burning, your tongue is burning, and everything else is burning. Because it's probably going to be mezcal or tequila.
And you wake up face down alley wondering why your is burning.
And woke up in jail.
Oh,
And it was like, I hurt. Can somebody just shoot me, put me out of my misery? Yeah. Wake up in a ditch missing your shoes.
I love Mexico.
Yeah. Well, better that than waking up in a benjo in Japan.
Don't pet my peeves. Leave my peeves alone.
Have a good one, David. Yeah, I can't do tequila anymore either. Yeah.
Jägermeister. I cannot do Jägermeister.
I could never do Jägermeister. Jägermeister tastes like floor cleaner smells.
Oh, yes, that's why I
That-
can't stand Jaeger anymore.
That's what I was given.
Well, you do a shot of Jaeger and follow with Red Bull.
Yeah.
Well, no, that wasn't how I was given
No.
it. And I was like, not
I
doing
know,
that
it's
one
horrifying.
again.
It's absolutely horrifying.
Yes, Jesse, I have given that very brief before.
Which
Every reminder, this is a weekend is a holiday, and the judge won't be in until Tuesday. So,
don't add to the population, don't detract from the population, and if you wind up in jail, achieve dominance quickly.
Yeah. I might have left an E7 in jail an extra day because he pissed me off once.
That is your prerogative.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been getting them, John, and ignoring them because they are changing stuff. Like the prices are going up significantly,
Oof.
which is why we are not going back there.
Where?
Jellystone.
Jellystone
Oh, yeah.
for
no.
Fool's Con.
Right, with the corporate.
Yeah, they got stupid with prices. They're trying to make up for 2 years of COVID, no money. The first 6 months they're back up, and that's just not going to work.
I thought they got bought out, so they're
They
under
did,
new,
but they're
under
still-
new
They're-
company.
They did. They still.
Yeah, Victor, it's either that or you wake up with, scratches on the side of your face and you're picking gravel out and it's like, what did I do?
And your check liver light's gone from yellow to blinking red.
Yeah.
Never good.
No. Bad booze, 16 to 21. After that, get the good stuff. No, you only take one drink of the good stuff, then you go to the cheap stuff, because by that point you can't tell the difference.
Can't taste it
Point.
anymore.
Yeah,
Point.
yeah, the Russian kid in your shop.
And the
yeah.
good thing about if you take one shot of the good stuff, and start drinking the bad stuff, I stopped drinking the bad stuff. You start giving me really good bourbon, I forget to stop. That's not good.
And then anthologies happen.
And then anthologies happen.
I already know 4 bottles of oil fire coming through.
What the hell?
Makes me glad I'm at the other hotel, so I have to drive, which means I won't be drinking.
And I'm there with my son, so I'm probably not going to do a lot of
Who
drinking.
has his driver's license?
Yeah.
So she has a she has a designated driver built in.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about that.
That
Staff
and
sergeant.
that is the definite truth. I always spit out the first sip of soju from
I
the straw.
don't drink soju.
Okay, so just so you know, the Mormon boys have all volunteered to be the overnight drivers for us drunks.
Why did you look at me when you said us drunks?
Experience, history, knowledge, fact-based talk.
Ouch.
RK, I really don't give a shit what they said because I'm old and broke and I am not going to ride in a damn shuttle. So there.
Until he can drive me back and forth in this gigantic car. So, but he'll be drinking too, so I don't know who's going to drive that one.
I figure.
Besides,
I'm
I'm
just-
supposed to be Larry's duty driver. So I'm kind of
Right.
got to have a
Well, to
vehicle.
and from the airport, but not during the convention. So
Yeah, right.
I figure I'm just going to have a couple of really brutally long days because I'll take all my gear over to the
Yeah.
con. Because I've done this before when I wasn't staying on site at the con, and it makes for hella long days. And I stopped trying to argue Sanford and coming with me once the hotel thing happened because I'm like, no.
Texas Troublemakers Con Party. Liquor in the front, poker in the rear.
Not that kind of party.
Okay. I'm given to understand that there's a Krasnovian embassy, aka Waffle House.
It's about a half mile away.
Okay.
There's a Denny's within walking of the DoubleTree.
There is a Waffle House whose entire existence is to welcome bleary-eyed, hungover people.
Yep.
So if I come sloshing down the stairs one morning or trickle off the elevator, take me to Waffle House.
Yeah, I eat the Mini Cooper. Still got room. Yeah. Most I've ever seen in a Mini Cooper was in, believe it or not, Italy, and that was 9 people.
I remember talking at LibertyCon to a former spook that was having his surveillance team. The only car they get was a Mini Cooper, and he had to stick his gorillas in a Mini
Yeah.
Cooper.
What's your combat load for the Waffle House? Preferably something starting with a 4 in the caliber.
No, because you've got the cook with the baseball or the pool cue and the waitress with the switchblade. You're gonna be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, the Italian job. No, actually, Brennan, I was thinking 1978. A real Mini Cooper, not the fake later ones.
Or was it Fiat? He had us rolling. He had these gorillas that his surveillance team was a bunch of gorillas, and the only vehicle they could get was something tiny, either Fiat or
a Fiat Punto or a Fiat 500. Yeah.
And he had to stick like a 9-person surveillance team of shaved gorillas in this little Italian tin can.
I know in 76, we bought a Honda Civic in Japan for a crew car. And it had might have been a 3-cylinder engine, maybe. But the stick shift was on the dashboard. It was basically a motorcycle engine.
Mm-hmm.
And 4 of us decided to go up to Amore, Japan from Masao in February in the snow. And we rolled it.
It's Japan, of course, it was uphill both ways.
And popped all 4 side windows out. The windshield and the back window somehow or the other stayed in the car. So we got out, flipped the car back over. It started. And we kept going.
Of course it did.
Nobody got hurt because we were all in parkas and we were so jammed in there. Nobody could move.
Sardined in there.
Yeah. We drove that thing for the rest of the deployment with the 4 side windows gone. Sold it for $60 when we left.
Yeah, Texas is a constitutional carry state. If you have a license to carry from another state, be sure it's on you. And do not have any open containers of alcoholic beverage
Yes, that's critically important.
while you're carrying, okay?
Yeah.
Or don't be in a bar. Any place that derives more than 51% of its profit from the sale of alcohol, you keep your firearm away from, okay?
There was a question on Facebook.
There are a lot of questions on
well,
Facebook.
This is one's pertinent to the conversation.
Oh, okay.
There was somebody had mentioned that the DoubleTree has the signs with the numbers that I can't remember, like
30-06. It should be
Yes.
easy to remember. It's 30-06.
30-06 and 30-7.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I don't know how that impacts because he was grumbling that he was going to have to lock his weapon in the car, and I was like,
I don't remember the DoubleTree having a 30-05, 30-06 or so.
okay, that was going to
Seven,
be a
yeah.
question then.
Well,
So, and
okay.
I know with this gang, this is something.
TMC saying the hotel's port as posted for a 30-05
30-05.
Yeah.
30-05.
open carry.
Okay.
Okay. Then
So
it's
keep it
not-
concealed.
then it's not
Yeah.
an issue.
30-05, keep it concealed. 30-06 is nobody.
Yeah, Richard, it doesn't make any difference in Texas. Sheraton apparently has the 30-05, which is the open carry.
Well, their whole lobby is a bar. So
Yeah.
Well, remembering that the whole bar thing devolves down to how much profit they make from sale of alcohol.
Yeah, because bar doesn't serve food.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Well, they do.
Well, I mean, there's the bar, and then there's the restaurant across
Yeah.
the way, but they don't.
but if it's part of if it's part of the hotel, it's how much of the entire profit of the hotel is from sale of alcohol beverage.
Mhm.
You're right, TMC. 30-07 is no open carry. 30-05 is no one.
I retired 2 years ago. I don't have to carry anymore.
Yeah.
There you go.
So anyway,
I like the fact that he's just high enough to look over to peer over to Kilroy was here looking.
and he's got that cocked head look like, "Huh? What?
As so many of
What
our
did you say?"
as so many of our listeners do.
Yeah. Yeah, Sheraton tends to screw that up. Hilton, on the other hand, doesn't care.
No Hilton I've been in gives
Yeah.
a damn.
Don't leave home without it.
Stainless steel American Express card.
Yeah, just don't take American Express cards overseas because they get ripped off more than anything
Oh, no
else.
kidding.
God, you're not kidding.
Well, it's the traveler's checks. Remember when we used to have to get paid in traveler's checks?
Oh yeah,
Go.
Does anybody on here mainlining their Geritol and using their walkers remembering when the military was paid in American Express traveler's checks?
yep, overseas because you weren't allowed to get paid. In
We
green.
got paid for them here.
No, we got paid overseas because you weren't allowed. Certain countries you weren't allowed to be paid in green.
We'd have to go to the gymnasium and there'd be long picnic tables and we'd get our money for our paycheck, and then we take one step and we were required to buy American Express traveler checks.
Yeah. Yeah, Richard, I don't either.
No, we were required to buy. I mean, from basic training on and up until I got direct deposit.
Yeah.
I managed to hang on to my little check or my cash for about 3.2 seconds before I had to pay somebody for an American Express traveler's check.
Well, that was because you were Army. They didn't trust your ass. The Navy, on the other hand, you know, you stepped up to the pay table, handed them your ID. They went down the list. They counted out to what little money you got, which was for me in 71 was, I think, $52 a paycheck. And about half of it was $2 bills.
Yeah.
Where are those?
And the lieutenant or ensign was standing there with his 45 on his hip going, next, check, next, check. You know, everybody would get paid. You went about your business.
I thought when you were in, you got paid in rum, Jim.
I actually made more money bartending on the weekends than I did 2 weeks from the Navy. Of course, it was also a pretty good restaurant bar, and it was St. Simon's Island, Georgia, so it was a tourist area.
Rum,
sodomy and
rum,
lash.
buggery, and the lash. Please get it
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, okay, they've changed things a bit.
Deployed to Syria.
You know, and that's the problem. You know, this is the kind of stuff the kids are getting stuck with today. Where is a junior enlisted supposed to come up with $2,000 in cash?
I'm not sure about the statute of limitations, so under advice of my attorney, I will not be answering that question.
Okay.
I would say raid team petty cash, but we're not allowed to do that.
Yeah. Now it's zero. Yeah, it's medevac unit, so zero support. So they're on their own. Yeah.
Hey, hey, folks, Rita's on here.
Yeah, you don't get a signing bonus, but once every 3 to 4 to 6 years, depending on what you're doing. Shake your moneymaker on Bragg Boulevard. Yeah. Yeah.
No, because you won't deploy because you'll be in sick bay. They're trying to cure whatever the hell you got. Well, private, don't know what the hell you got. We'll cure it.
Says the guy who has his own drawer at CDC.
No kidding. No kidding. Actually, it's not CDC. It's the tropical medicine at UT Medical Branch in Galveston. The
CDC.
tropical medical department is, or tropical disease.
Tropical medicine is what it used to be called. They just recently changed it, and now it's something like neglected diseases or something silly like that. That's not the exact one, but they changed it now. I know. They're neglected.
So the question is, have you ever had monkeypox?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Sure have.
Yeah, Walter Reed Institute of Pathology. Yeah, that's the when they combined Walter Reed and Bethesda, they've screwed all of that up.
The monkeypox at LibertyCon. I was talking to Speaker to Lab Animals, who wanted to talk to me for some reason. We were sitting there discussing, and the whole thing about monkeypox. And I said, you know, I've had it. He said, how'd you get it? I said, these little green West African monkey. He said, I hate those little bastards. Oh, you know them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we literally, because whenever we came back from, or Dad's company, Bayreuth, made Dad take a month. Every year he had a month of vacation. He was required. He didn't have a choice. He would go back stateside and learn to be a civilized human being.
That was also so you couldn't get it tax free.
Oh, okay. That sucks. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Bastards. Anyway, so Mom would insist that we go to Scott and White for a checkup every year. And more than once, I had a doctor come into the clipboard, look at me. Well, he's still alive, and walk back out. And then when Scott and White got bought by Baylor, they sent my file. Apparently, sent my file to UTMB, University of Texas Medical Branch in Galveston. And I got a call. Sir, are you aware? Oh, yeah. Are you sure? Oh, yeah. Don't donate blood. They don't let me.
Yeah. Most of us that have spent time overseas and taken multiple rounds of inoculations. I'm not sure for what in some cases, are pretty much restricted from giving blood.
CDC, there's a story. After we were banned from overseas, we wound up in northern Nevada. So we're in northern Nevada, and what people don't understand about some varieties of malaria is they take up residence in your liver. The parasites that cause it just set up a Circle K in your liver, and it will pop back up every now and then. Well, come February in northern Nevada, and we are 6 feet deep in snowdrifts, and I get malaria. So I go to the doctor. I'm a sophomore, either freshman or sophomore, I think. Go to the doctor. He says, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "I've got malaria." He looks at me with his glasses, says, "Har, har," and treats me for whatever the flu was. Mom comes and picks me up. It's malaria. I start pounding down quinine. Didn't have any malaria, anti-malarial. Start drinking tonic water. And it gets worse like it does. So go to Battle Mountain, Nevada. Walk in there, and I am deathly sick. "What's wrong with you?" "Got malaria." Har, har. Mom says, "No, he's got malaria." "Of course he does, Mrs. McMurtry." And I'm like, what the fuck ever. So they take blood, send me home. I get over it. You do. 6 months later, six months later, get a call from Battle Mountain, Nevada. And go there, and there's a guy in a Tyvek suit, or whatever the 1980s version of a Tyvek suit was. "You had malaria." No shit. 6 months it took you to figure that out. "Well, have you been bit by a mosquito?"
Where haven't you been bit by a mosquito?
No, they were afraid of a malaria outbreak in northern Nevada.
Oh, that's not. It's the wrong species.
CDC. I have not been very impressed by the CDC since then.
The lab was moving at the speed of smell. Yeah.
No kidding. 6 months. See, it was late summer when they showed up in a Tyvek suit.
Yeah.
"You had malaria." No shit.
Well, you talk about that. I'll go back to the shots that we got. Being in aviation, every deployment you had to get like 9 friggin' shots.
Imagine how the kids felt.
I know how the kids felt.
Like a goddamn pincushion.
Yeah.
Nonstop.
Well, the problem was they would inevitably wait to do the flight crew until right before we flew out.
Oh, that works.
Oh, that's
So
gonna suck.
you get 9 shots, and the last shot was a gamma globin shot in the ass.
Yep. And then you're
So you
supposed to
can't
sit
stay on
for however many
On a
hours.
plane.
And you get on an airplane 12 hours later and fly for 10 hours to your location.
Ow.
I do miss gamma globulin shots, but I don't miss them at all.
Yeah.
Because, man, they cured everything.
Yeah.
Or at least felt like it.
Yeah.
But I know when I enlisted, I printed out my shot records. I went to Waco, printed out my shot records. Walked in, said, "I don't need the shots." And the recruiter said, "You're right, you don't. Be sure to give this to the doctors at basic."
Yeah.
I did. They said, "Oh, that's a nice shot. Go through that door." I walked through the door. Whack, whack, whack. I got inoculated again.
Yeah. 3 copies of the shot record, always up to date. You could lose your ID card, but God don't ever lose your shot record.
Don't use the yellow card. Don't lose the yellow card.
I kept mine in a math bag in my flight suit.
Well,
So I always had it with me.
that last week we would be here before we went back to Africa. Last week Dr. Fish, bless his heart, would give us whatever we allegedly needed, and a gamma globulin and a broad spectrum antibiotic.
Not a single mosquito in Alaska. They've all married and they have large families. Yeah. And they're almost as big as the ones in South Louisiana.
F-14s coming up out of the woods.
I've been told.
Speaking of which, did you hear the F-22s or F-35s go over last night?
Yeah. God, that was great.
Yeah. They were low.
They were really low.
I'm given to understand the mosquitoes in Alaska call air traffic control for low flight passes.
There's a low, ominous hum.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Dr. Fish, bless his heart, gave me the smallpox thing twice. I don't know why, but I distinctly remember getting scratched twice. And I can still taste the sugar cube that the polio came on. Got that one once in Dr. Fish's office. Got it again in Abu Dhabi.
You know what's weird is you can tell when people have the scar.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because people don't have those now.
Yeah.
They don't get the bubble up scar. And
Yeah.
they go,
Yeah. I've got one.
I'm too young. My husband has one.
Yeah, I got the polio thing twice, and gamma globulin. I swear to God, my liver hates gamma globulin.
Yeah.
And broad spectrum antibiotic. Here, have some tetracycline. Thwack.
Yeah. Tom, is that the 160th sore? Or did the mosquitoes come out early this year? Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, if you got the smallpox, that supposedly makes you.
Bullshit.
No,
Supposed to makes you what?
If you got the inoculation,
Mhm.
that supposedly takes care of monkeypox.
Bullshit.
Okay.
They're close, but I don't think they're that close. There's probably some overlap.
Yeah, because like I said, smallpox wasn't that bad. It was a scratch. They took this little 3-prong thing, dipped it in, and they scratched, and you got this.
Yeah.
And then, trust me, it does not inoculate you against monkeypox.
Well, it's based on cowpox.
Yeah.
So there's enough variation there.
Yeah.
When I've still got the monkeypox scars. I've got the chickenpox scars too.
Yeah.
Those are completely different. The monkeypox look like little bitty birdshot scars.
Yeah.
They're perfectly round, whereas the chickenpox are oval. Probably because I was the entire time.
Oh, just wait till you break.
Wait
Wait till you break something like an arm or a leg, and they put the damn cast on, and it starts itching.
Oh yeah.
When they did that,
It's a
are you
turkey.
calling me a turkey?
Turkey. But no, in 2002, I got chickenpox. My dad got chickenpox twice.
It can happen.
I got chickenpox 2002. And I didn't know what the hell I had. And I got my lungs first, which is apparently a bad place to get chickenpox.
Yes.
Because the person I got chickenpox from was wearing a N95 mask because we were fighting somebody in central intake. And they had gassed the hell out of central intake. I mean, there was pepper spray. It was orange and tobacco smell everywhere. And the person I got it from had been wearing an N95 mask. And we were fixing to have to go in on this guy. So this person handed me the N95 mask they had been wearing and rampaging chickenpox. So I put on this N95 and proceeded to deep breathe on a rather strenuous fight and sucked. And my chickenpox started in my lungs and worked out.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Now it's now I got when I broke my left leg for the third or fourth time, left ankle.
God, no wonder you went really funny.
Yeah. Did it down in the Philippines, getting out of the way of a drunk that was staggering up the sidewalk. I was stone cold sober.
There's nothing fair to that. Nothing.
But they put it in a cast. I had to fly back to Japan the next day. So the leg swelled.
Of course it did.
So they cut the cast off, put another cast on, the leg shrunk, and it started itching. And I couldn't get deep enough with a pencil. So I went and got a coat hanger, unfolded that son of a bitch. Week later, when I went in to check, it went, "Oh, this cast is loose. We're going to cut it off." And what the hell did you do? I said, "It itched." My God, we got to treat that. My leg looked like I had been in a cat fight.
Tom, I got the shingles vaccine. I recommend it. Understand it hurts like a son of a bitch. It's worse than gamma globulin I ever thought about doing, and I get it twice.
Shingles is worse.
Yeah.
And if you have had chickenpox, then you have
you're-
latent virus
you're
in
gonna
your
get the
nerve
shingles.
endings. You will get shingles.
Yep,
It's just
you're
a matter
gonna
of time.
get shingles.
So,
Oh, and also if you've had the chickenpox vaccine, you're gonna get shingles.
I've had the measles. I have not had chickenpox.
When I had the chickenpox, Chris got the shot because he was the one taking care of me at the hospital. He went into the hospital, lungs, and they gave him the shot and they said, "Well, you should be aware you'll probably get shingles." Son of a
Interesting.
bitch.
And that may have changed because I don't.
This was 2002.
Okay.
20 years ago.
Alaskan mosquito farts, a crop gets dusted. Yeah.
When I had this doctor that I really loved, little bitty Filipino lady, wore high heels everywhere, and knew how to wear them.
They're a weapon.
Yeah.
And she was the best doctor I ever had. Tooketh no shit. And she walked in. I was sitting there miserable. And she walked in with my file, looked up at the doorway, goes, "Whoa!" and backed out. "He's got chicken pox." I was like, wow.
She's seen a few cases.
Oh yeah, and she hadn't had it or the vaccine, so she backed way the hell out.
Yeah. Yeah, tear gas is a good decongestant.
Tear gas is a good decongestant the first couple of times. You can build up resistance to CS.
Yeah.
Back my brief stint as NCO for my unit, I wound up, and at the end of of my brief stint, I could stand in a room full of tear gas and nothing. Oh, chickenpox party.
Yeah, we had a measles party when I was 7 or 8.
Kermit, I was about 8 or 9 years old in West Africa, and somebody caught one of those little green monkey bastards.
Capuchins.
I don't know what the hell, those little green monkey bastards. Devil's oven mitts, green in color. And they brought it over for me and Chris to play with. And it's like, wee, monkey, bing. And a little bastard had monkeypox. So guess who wound up monkeypox?
All right, Pat, that's great. Kenneth got through basic.
Snot down to here. There's a picture of me coming out of the gas chamber in basic. I had snot down to my knees.
Yeah.
Oh, he's Vanessa's been posting pictures of Kenneth, sharp-looking young man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He will do well.
Yeah, I think so.
They are hilarious, yes. Snot down to here.
Yeah, Pat, you and I went
Stop
through in
ropes.
the old days when they used the stronger version of tear gas.
They used to come in capsules. They had these capsules that they would burn. And if you were a bastard or an E6 who was annoyed at the command sergeant major, you would take those used capsules that a lot of the crystals hadn't burned, and allegedly, you would take these crystals and mix them into the sand at the command sergeant major's smoke pit.
Yeah.
The gravel and sand they put out their cigarettes. So when they put out the cigarettes, they gas themselves, allegedly.
Sure. That's your story and you're sticking to it.
Fort Hood, 1, 2, 3.
And on that note, folks, we've wasted
Holy
another
gods.
hour of your time.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you take the crystals, you mix them into the ashtray at the smoke pit. So when they put out their cigars,
Yeah, we got leftover World War II tear gas when I went through in 70. That stuff was strong.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
we are in our sanity.
If you're looking at us for sanity,
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember, folks, don't sweat the petty stuff. Don't pet the sweaty stuff. Y'all
Yeah.
have a good weekend.
Y'all be safe.
Be safe, and we'll see you on Tuesday. And we'll see what the next box of goodies brings.
Oh, I'm really worried about this.
Bye-bye.